Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is hautemesstom. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are new here, well, hello. I'm currently amidst a declutter of my entire collection and you are just joining me. I am on a 6-month no-buy. I'm being critical not only of new makeup releases, but also the collection that I currently have. And that's why we're decluttering. We're decluttering because we want to make sure the collection, meaning I, want to make sure that the collection I currently have makes sense for me. Now, right now we have all of my foundations, my powders, my primers. This is all just like a one drawer, and that's why I pulled these all out. I'm gonna say we're probably not gonna make much progress on foundations today, only because I am reviewing all of them, but I might get rid of some of the ones that I've already reviewed on my channel, and if you want to see my foundation reviews, I will link that playlist up over there for you to check out if you are interested. So there we go. First things first, because there's so much, I'm gonna start with some things that I already know I have strong feelings about either way. So the first thing that I'm going to keep is the Cerrot Dewdrop foundation. It looks like this on the inside. Spoiler alert, this is my favorite foundation I've ever tried. It is super dewy, super glossy, looks so good on my skin, blurs imperfections, just really does the job. It really does the damn thing. Flip side, something I know I'm gonna get rid of. This is the Smashbox Halo Fresh Perfecting Powder in Fair Light. It is the one that you like, I don't even know how to open it. Oh, there's a button. You twist this and then powder comes up. I don't like powder foundation. Well, I don't know that I don't like it. I don't use powder foundation, and I'm sure that there's someone in my life that would like this more than me and get use out of it, and it's just not me. It isn't me. I received this in gratis from Sephora when I worked there, and yeah, this doesn't belong in my drawers. I can feel it. Okay, another keep. This is, I don't think that Tom Ford makes this anymore, or at least if they do, they don't sell it in America. It's a Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 45 Soft Radiance Cushion Compact. So it's just a cushion foundation, and I really like it. It's really great for filming. I'm sad. I got this at the cosmetics company store, so it was already like in an outlet. So yeah, if I could find a refill for this, I wouldn't be above buying a refill for it because I like it a little bit less than this, but I like it just as, like, I like it quite a bit. This is also something I'm gonna keep. It's just the Mehron mixing medium. So I use it occasionally. Not always, but it does the job. I do want to try the Pat McGrath, mixing medium stick that she has created that came out with Mothership 9, because I don't really like fussing with the water, with the liquidy aspect of this, and I think that that would be helpful to me. Something that I'm gonna get rid of, I have two, not one, but two Lancome Tenti Dole foundations in the same shade, 210 Buff Neutral, and technically they're both expired, so just the SPF doesn't work, but they don't smell bad or anything like that. But I don't need both of them. I appreciate the Lancome brand rep that gave me an extra one because I talked about how much I liked the original one, but I am gonna get rid of the older of the two and then hold on to the one that is newer. Another thing I'll be getting rid of, I didn't play with this too much, but I really don't have any interest in this brand. This is one size from Patrick Star. It's their setting powder. Yeah, it's like decidedly not for me. Just isn't. I used it once, I think, when I still worked at Sephora. This is the translucent shade. And it made me feel very matte, and I don't really love matte finishes, so I'm gonna pass on this before I even really give it a try. Like I don't feel like I need to have a relationship with this, nor do I want to, because I don't know how I feel about Patrick Star. So there's that on that. Okay, another maybe not shock, but this is the Beauty Blender foundation, and I've already done a review on this one. I will link that review up in the cards. I really liked this foundation. I liked the finish of it. It wore very beautifully on me. It's just not the right shade. Like, you can tell this is an olive shade. It's 2.2 neutral olive. And I believe that I got matched to this in the summertime. And this is also gratis from Sephora. And I never reach for it because of the color. And I just, you know, I'm pale. I stay pale most of the year because I don't want to get, I don't want sun damage, and I don't really like being outside, and that's just my truth. And so we're just gonna have to accept that as my personal truth. So I'm just gonna pass on this. I'm sure someone else will enjoy it. Someone else will love it. I can get this to someone who will use it and finish it. But that's not gonna stay. Another thing that is definitely staying, this is the Givenchy Teint Couture City Balm. I get on with this really well. This is this shade C110. It's one of my favorite complexion products. I'm not gonna say that I love it as much as this, but it is something that I consistently reach for in my collection. I just really enjoy it. It's so good. It's so good. I've mentioned this before. The shade range is garbage. It doesn't go light enough. It doesn't go deep enough. This pulls yellow on me, but I like the product so much that I don't really care. Another thing I'm definitely going to keep, this is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, just the OG. And this one's already open. I'm working on one in my project pan. I took this one on vacation with me because my project pan one is, I'm almost done. I'm almost panned it. And the thing is, I don't really want to buy another powder at this point. So, and I've been really enjoying, there was a time where I was like, it's not the best. Everyone just calls it the best, but you know, I really like it. And there's no reason for me not to use this. So I think what is smart to say is that I'm going to do a video on primers. So I'm just going to keep all of the primers that I have. I have the Milk Hydro Grip. Now, I don't know if you've seen my recent videos, but I did talk in a video about how this used to be a primer I really liked. And then I used it once recently and did not enjoy it. But clearly at one point I did, because that's like quite a bit of use. This is the Rare Beauty primer. I don't think I'm gonna like it. This is the Pat McGrath's primer, which I hate the packaging of. This is the Air Atelier face primer. I like this, but I haven't spent enough time with it to like really say anything beyond that. I'm keeping it to keep testing. I also use the eye primer, and I like the eye primer a lot. This one's just like a demi matte, and that's I think what I'm unsure about with that. I think we're gonna reckon with all of my roly things here in front of me before we move on. So I think I've just kind of decided, as far as like setting sprays go, that the MAC Fix Plus is really where it's at for me. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Set Refresh Spray. I'm not really looking for like something to make my makeup, you know, foolproof. I don't know. I don't like the idea of like, I like to have the idea of a longevity of makeup, but I don't like the idea of like something that like makes it feel semi-permanent. And I clearly have used this, but I don't really remember anything about it. And if I've bought MAC Fix Pluses since I've had this, I'm just gonna pass it on. Just gonna move right along. I have 3 Krylon paint sticks, TV paint sticks. I have a couple different colors. I have R27, NB1, and 70. 70 is a pure white. I'll be keeping this one, and I will also be keeping R27, which is a purple. But I will be departing with, dearly departed, this NB1. I used to use this before I shaved off my eyebrows to, is that a hair or a crack? No, that's a hair, that's a crack. I used to use this to cover my brows because it was nice and thick whenever I used to glue my brows down to do looks. I don't do that anymore because I just shaved my eyebrows off, so I feel like I can pass this on to someone who does drag, and it might be a good match for them. This also is like a terrible match for me. Like it's too dark for me, just like incredibly too dark. And I bought this on a whim, and I guessed my shade, and I guessed wrong. This is the Milk Cream Flex Foundation. I used to really like this, and I have used it quite a bit. Like, I don't think I have that much left. There was a while where I was like project panning this. So yeah, here's the thing. I haven't done my review of it yet. I don't think this would stay in my collection otherwise, but because I haven't reviewed it yet, it's going to stay. I will say that Milk's packaging of some of their items is so good, and I think that this is some of their finest work as far as packaging goes. This is the Makeup Forever Mix and Fizz, oh my god, This is the Makeup Forever mixed. Oh my god. This is the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix 02. This is a little sample I got. I took this when I went on vacation. I actually don't like the way this smells. This is like the Makeup Forever equivalent of MAC Fix Plus, and I like the way MAC Fix Plus just smells better. And while I could just say that I say and lie to myself that I can use this up, I just don't want to, so I'm not gonna. All right, more roly-poly things. Wait a minute. I'm missing some stuff. I'm missing some stuff for this decluttering. Oh boy, here we are. Here we are. I was like, where are all my concealers? Because I pulled this one out. Anyway, well, since I had this one in my hands, this is the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Swan. I love this concealer. I just don't wear it as like heavy of makeup looks. However, I want to also do with the concealers I have what I am doing with my foundations. I just have not gotten that far. So I keep this, and because I really like it too, so much so that there is a backup in my collection somewhere. Okay, so I guess more on the concealers is that they're really not going anywhere. I have my friend Lena, she's been on my channel before. She gave me a bunch of these Radiant concealers from YSL. And I will use all these because I think this might be my current favorite concealer. And well, I have some of the Radiant Touch ones. And then I have some of the Radiant concealers, which are a little bit more, well, let me look at the Radiant. No, those will work. Okay, I'm gonna keep all of these. And I'm gonna keep all of my concealers right now, just because I haven't started working through them. I don't know my relationship to all of them, but I have like the Kimchi, the Pat McGrath. This is the Giorgio Armani. This Clinique one, which I've used before and don't like, but content. The Teddy Doll Ultra Wear, we'll keep it. There was a time where I used this quite a bit, the Radiant Creamy Concealer from Nars. So I'll keep that. This is the shade, like the one everyone uses. Creme Brulee. Often people got matched to creme brulee in my store. It just was the truth. And the Beauty Blender concealer. So those are all staying in my collection for the time being. We'll work our way through them. Okay, I don't know how much, well, let's talk about things I've already talked about on my channel. I don't have that much of this Naked left. It's like down to here. I'm more than halfway done with it. I just want to finish it, so it's gonna stay. The Pat McGrath, again, I think it's down to here, so I'm almost done with this one as well, so I'm just gonna use that until it's completed. I will be getting rid of the Anasazi Beverly Hills foundation. Now, I did a video on it, and I gave it a positive review, and I stand by my review on it, but I just don't think this is like a foundation that I don't need to finish it. It's about halfway done. I think it would be like a lot of labor for me to sit there and finish this one up. And again, this is one I got in gratis. Most of these I got in gratis. The Pat McGrath one I didn't, but this one I did. And while I still like it, and I still recommend it to certain people, I hate this pump. It's so messy and gross. I don't think it's for me. I don't think it's for me, but I didn't dislike it. I will be keeping all of the foundations here in the middle. So I have the Nars. I'm going to review all of these. This is Salzburg in the matte, soft matte. Now, there was a time, it was while I wasn't really doing content for my channel that I really enjoyed this. In fact, when I want to go glam, these two together, they make a perfect pairing. So I really like this. Okay, I might just have to pass on this, thinking about this logistically. I don't know why I thought this would be, this is the shade Ivory. And I think I've worn this one time, but that's Ivory. And you know what? I'm not this color. And so I'm actually just gonna pass this one on without reviewing it, just because that color is troublesome. And I realized that I reviewed the Beauty Blender and it didn't match, but it ain't me. And I understand this is just my hands, but like my face, if anything, is paler and more red than my hands. So yeah, that doesn't feel like ivory to me, but maybe to some people it does. This is the Dr. Jart Dissapor. This, yeah, I'm gonna review that one on my channel because this only comes in 2 shades, so we will put the lighter of the 2 to the test. And then we have the All Hours foundation from YSL, which I still would like to review. And I've actually worn this enough times to know that the match is pretty good for me. Not like my best, but like pretty good. And then I have 2 powders left. This is the Glow, Translucent Glow Setting Powder from Laura Mercier. Now, I have been hesitant to use this in any other way other than a highlighter. However, thinking about it a little bit more is I actually really like, I put it on top of the foundation on my hand, which was a mistake, but I'm gonna do it on here. I actually like kind of a glow. I want to try this as a setting powder just to try it like all over the face to see what happens. And if I hate the way it looks, then I'll pass on it. But I really like the matte ones so much. I can only imagine me maybe liking this one that gives me a bit of a sheen a little bit more. I think I might. So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to have to just try it once at some point. And then the Pat McGrath Labs, I'm going to be using, yeah, I will use this up. I use powder enough that it's like okay for me to have backups on it. And I don't really switch through them. I'm just like trying to power through them. So like after I'm done with the Laura Mercier one I'm currently using, I'm gonna probably switch to this. And then when I finish that, I'll go back to the Laura Mercier. Okay, so I'm getting rid of these items. I'm not getting rid of this. I did use this spray all the way up. I actually fill this with water for water activated paints in my collection, so that's not going anywhere. It's just water. I'm getting rid of 9 things. I'm still keeping plenty, but it's nice to know that these won't be in my drawers anymore, making me feel bad that I'm not using them. Especially this. I really like, ooh, I don't know what was going on there. Okay, if this is your first time here and you haven't subscribed and you enjoyed today's video, I would love to have you subscribe. We're gonna continue the declutter series. I think all that I have left is eyeshadows after this, which will be fun for everyone but me. And that's that on that. That's that on this. So I'm gonna finish with my cheesy. Oh, if you like my voice and want to hear more of it, I am on a plethora of podcasts. And I'm also on Instagram. There's a link tree in my description box. If you click on that, it'll take you to my Instagram, wherever you want to find me. And yeah, I think I'm going to just say this here, just like very briefly, because if you've made it this far, you clearly love me. There's also in my link tree a link to my Patreon. And so basically it's gonna be, it's not gonna be like a tiered system, not anything serious. I'm just gonna do 2 extra videos a month there, maybe some live streams, depending on what people's interest is. But what I'm planning on doing on my Patreon is to do more severe looks that I'm afraid to do on Instagram, like use stuff like this and do some like really fun, intense looks, but I don't always nail them and I'm just not comfortable. Not that I'm always nailing every look that I do here on YouTube, but I like if I fail, I want to have a safe space to fail. And I want it to be like, I'm going to be comfortable with people who are on my Patreon. Anyway, I love making content, but it does take up a lot of time, so it'd be nice to have a little bit of cash coming in. And my plan essentially, if you do subscribe to my Patreon, is to eventually use that to be the funding for what I eventually review on my channel whenever I'm not on a no-buy anymore. So if you go there, there's going to be a video ready for you like right now, like a brand new video that's not on YouTube to check out. So go ahead to my Patreon if you want to. And again, it's more of like a pay what you can situation. So I have tiers, but all tiers receive the same benefits. So it's just like however much you have. And again, I understand that not everyone can do it. This isn't to make anyone feel bad. This is just if the interest is there it is for you. And I'm clearly more interested. I'm interested in making extra content for you should you desire to have it. Anyway, I think that's all of my plugging that I have to do. I'm gonna finish with my cheesy tagline. Follow your haute and you will find me. Thank you again so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next one. Friends.